Hello, cyberspace. Hello, winners. How are you guys doing today? Coming to you live around 3-ish. And I'm here to talk to you about I want to quit my job. And so now what? And so we're going to talk about some very specific things on what you need to do to prepare to make your job optional until you can make your job obsolete. And let me introduce myself. Hello, I am dual certified business life coach Brenda Underwood, most oftenly known as Coach BU. I love using my initials because Breakthrough for Life is all about you being authentically who you were created to be before life happened to you. So, I'm Coach BU. I'm a breakthrough strategist. I like to help people break through the barriers that hinder them from walking in the promises of God for their lives. And I want to help people live a winning life where they have a great relationship with their spouse or their significant other, where they're having kids that grow up and act like they got good sense, and they have the autonomy of time and autonomy of resources, money, finances, so that they can live the quality of life that they want to live. And so I'm here to help women and a few good men have it all. And I believe that we can if we subscribe to the right tools, the right plan, and the right source. We can have all God has for us. So let's just get right into it because I don't like to fluff around. You can always go to my YouTube channel, Breakthrough with Brenda, subscribe there, and you can catch all of the lives. I go live on all of my platforms except for Instagram. I'm going to try to do it 3 days a week around 3 o'clock. And let's see here. If you're in my Facebook group, please, please, please give StreamYard permission to share your name so that I can slap your comments on here and I can tell you hello, beautiful as well. So let's get right on into it. I want to quit my job. I'm frustrated. I've been frustrated for a long time with the job. The environment isn't conducive for my work-life balance, or the environment isn't conducive for my mental health. And so before you quit your job, you need to do this. Trust me. Take this from someone who's been in business for 9 going on 10 years. You want to do this. You want to first, the video yesterday was about get your mind right. How do you deal with fear? How does it show up in your life? How do you respond to it? And how can you respond to fear in such a way in the future that it propels you forward instead of keeping you stuck and stagnated? Remember, we talked about yesterday, there is no such thing as fearless because fear is a byproduct of the fall. So we are always going to encounter some level of fear in our lives. There's not a such thing as being fearless, but there is a such thing as being courageous. And you only need courage when fear is present. So let's be courageous when fear comes in, because we know fear is designed to stop us, hinder us, steal, kill, and destroy, because it is the voice of Satan. So we want to make sure that we're tapping into the voice of God and catching his dream for our lives with our hands of faith. So now, with that being said, that's step one. Step two is get crystal clear on your vision. Oh, I've heard that before. I've heard that before. But how many of y'all doing it? Okay. Don't tell me I know it and you're not applying it. Only tell me I know it when you're applying it. Because if you know it and apply it, you're going to get fruit from it. Because knowledge is not power. I say it all the time. My mom used to always tell me, my mom was an educator, and one of her many jobs. She was an educator, a nurse, a business owner. Another story for another day. But she starts telling me, read books, because books, the answer, the key to a good quality of life is knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. No, it's not. It is not power if you don't apply it. So don't tell me, I already know I need to get together with my vision and you're not doing it. So sit down with your vision, get crystal clear, write it out. I literally have my clients fill out a form that talks about, I like to call my forms life sheets. That you're not going to figure this out, because all of my life sheets need me in a coaching session to help you get the full benefit of it. But I have them flush out what is their vision for their business. Get crystal clear. Who do you want to be? How do you want to help people? What do you want to do? What's the capacity that you use your gifts and talents and bring it into this earth and share it with as many people as God gives you an opportunity to speak into? So welcome everybody. Come on in. And I And I'm really big on this one. And let me tell you why. Because God, people keep saying, well, I don't know the secret to success. Well, God tells you the secret to success. He got 66 books that he wrote. I call them love letters that he wrote to us to show us how to be successful in business and in life. He talks about money in the Bible more than he talks about fornication, adultery, debauchery, lying, gossiping, all of that. So come on, y'all, let's get into his word, peel out those nuggets of truth and walk in it and apply it. Knowledge applied is power. Okay. And so when we talk about getting crystal clear about the vision, you want to get into who do I serve? How do I serve them? What's the problem I solve for them? What's the result I get for them? And as Tony Robbins says, people will pay more for a transformed identity than they will for to learn a new skill. So how do you transform their identity into something that propels them to living the quality of life that they want? Whether it's a service or a product, we all pay to relieve pain and produce pleasure. So when you start to present something to the world, think about, what problem am I solving? What pleasure do I give? What convenience do I provide? You know, we all have dishwashers in our house, but do we need a dishwasher? No, we have dishwashers because it's convenient for us to have dishwashers in our house. So you want to get really clear with your vision. You want to sit with it. And so in Habakkuk 2:2, Habakkuk, Old Testament prophet, one of the small books, it says, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that ye may run who reads it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it will speak, and it will not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come to pass. It will not tarry. So there's a whole lot that we can unpack from that. But one thing is, you got to wait for it. We got to be patient. We're so impulsive. You hear me say this all the time. God is not impulsive. He's strategic. And God blesses the steps you take, not the ones you contemplate. If you think, oh, I can sit and contemplate, that's just wisdom. I want you to go read in Matthew about the guy with the talents. He was given one talent and he contemplated and feared and buried the talent in the ground. And go read what God called him. I ain't going to tell you what he said, because then you're going to blame it on me. Go read what he's told him. Contemplation can be perverted. There's one thing to research and analyze and get counsel. It's another thing to live in analysis paralysis, indecision. Remember, we talked about that yesterday. That is birth from fear. It is not birth out of faith. So you want to take some time. You want to sit with it. You want to write out your goals. Get specific. What's the number of people you want to impact? What type of finances do you want to you want to make? How much time do you want to put into your business? And when you're first starting your business, one of the things you have to keep in mind, you got a full-time job, you got a significant other, you probably have some kids in your life. So you have 24 hours in a day. 8 hours you work, 8 hours you sleep, 8 hours you do life. So in that third 8 hours of doing life, you're going to have to etch some time out, make some room for the future you goals that you have, so that you can put time into your goals, into your dream every day. When you go and punch that clock on that corporate job, you are feeding into someone else's dream, and that's a good thing. You need to know how to follow before you can really, truly learn how to lead. But with that being said, you also need to take some time to get real crystal clear on your time commitments. That I'm going to do a whole live on that on another day. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but we're talking about here writing the vision. So when I left my last corporate job, 3 years before I left, I got my business license and everything set up in 2013. And God started sending me 2 clients a month, literally. I wasn't promoting. I didn't have a website. I didn't hardly nobody know about it. And God would just send me. I remember one lady just came and we met with her. Tracy, if you ever see this, I love you. You are in these lives. I'm talking about you. When we went to eat at Longhorn, and she said, I want to hire you as a coach. I heard you got your certification. I want to coach with you. And she just laid out $750 on the table. She said, is this enough? I'm brand spanking new. Yeah, $50 was enough when I was brand spanking new. I didn't know what I know now. And so God really, when it's God's dream for your life, God is going to make a way. He's going to make a provision, but we do have to partner with him. He doesn't do it all for us. So we need to write that vision, make it plain. So when I was leaving corporate, I would take my lunch hour. We were up in Beaufort, and I would take my lunch hour and I'd go to this place called Shoney's. It's no longer there. It's a Starbucks now. But I would go to Shoney's. I knew the general manager there. I would sit back in a booth and I would write out my vision. And there's a video at the time that was out called The Formula for Success. And it's no longer, I can't find the video on YouTube anymore, but the Formula for Success talked about writing out your vision, getting crystal clear. I mean, minute details. Get crystal clear on the vision. Pray, ask God to download his vision for your business, for your life, and write it down. Don't keep it just up here. Write it out. And then and now I'm walking in it. 10 years later, I am walking in. I had it on my tablet. I think my boss had given me a Samsung tablet. I wrote out the entire full vision of my business 2013, and now I'm living it. That's the power of vision. People say, oh, that's new agey. No, it's not. It is not new agey. New age took it, but the truth is in the word. The Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. The Bible also says in Proverbs 16:3, I love this. He says, submit your vision unto the Lord and he will make your way successful. Okay. So that means you take that vision you wrote out and you pray through it. You read through it. You look through it on a regular basis. Well, Brenda, I'm not ready now. I wasn't ready then either. I hadn't a clue. The person who I thought believed in me the most had betrayed me. I was hurt. I was wounded. I was pissed. And I didn't have what I have today then. But that vision, this is the power of goals, y'all. Oh my God, I'm getting so excited. This is the power of goals. Goals are like a pull-up bar. They transform you. You reaching for a goal, you're going to transform in the process of getting to that goal. I am not the woman I am today that I was when I started this business. This business has grown me. The number one thing this business has done, it has cracked a knuckle over every single stereotype I thought I had. God has shown me love my people. I don't care what they look like, what they act like, how they talk, love them. Period. That's my only yoke. Okay, I'm not going to get into that. Then, so write the vision, make it plain. Writing the vision, Brenda, that's new agey. Looking to manifest your vision through your thoughts. No, that's not new agey. That is biblical. I want you to read Hebrews chapter 11, verses 1-3. He says, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So in order to have faith, you have to have vision. They go hand in hand. So you want to sit down, write out, some of the questions that I have on my life sheet that I use with my business clients, my paid clients. And so a lot of people say, Brenda, I want to pick your brain. Okay, that's great. Schedule a free discovery call when you are ready to invest in your business. Okay, I'd love to share it, but I share knowledge here openly. But private meetings, those are discovery calls, y'all. Discovery calls. Okay. And so with that being said, some of the questions I ask is, what is your business purpose? What purpose do you want to have for your business? And how does it contribute to the world? People ain't just going to give you money just because you're in business. The concept of adding value, exchanging value for value is a biblical concept. I give you something valuable, you give me something back. If you're only in it for money, then it's not going to fulfill you. You're not going to live a life of significance. I believe, though, beloved, that when we dial into the purpose of God for our lives, the money comes. I promise you, the money comes. God has no problem getting money to his kids. He has a problem when his kids being open-minded enough to receive it because of the fear that they battle with on the inside. So when I say that if you will dial into your purpose, your God-given gift, talent, and ability and monetize that, God knows how to get money to his kids. So, is visualization new age? No, it is not new age. It is biblical. The Bible tells you to have faith, to write the vision, to run after it. That means that all those things haven't happened yet. That's why you're running after the vision. You got to have it first, right? Then you want to submit that vision, Proverbs 16:3, to the Lord so that he can make your way straight. Now, when you get to writing out your vision, when God first started giving me my vision of breakthrough for life, and I'm living in a good portion of it, but not all of it. I mean, the long-term vision for breakthrough for life, I'll give you just a snippet. 25 coaches. I want to run breakthrough for life like an agency, like a law firm, where you go to a law firm and you have your contract law, your family law, your divorce law, your financial law, your tax law, all those different things. I want to have coaches that work for me that are youth coaches, financial coaches, relationship coaches, marriage coaches, college coaches. I want to have 25 coaches in the state of Georgia that work for me, that they don't have to worry about the marketing. We do the marketing for them and they take care of our clients. Okay. And so don't send me an application. Do not send me your resume, because I'm going to tell you point blank, period. If you weren't certified with Breakthrough for Life, you're not a candidate to work for Breakthrough for Life. I only hire coaches that I certify. Why? Because coaching is an unregulated field and I coach. Just in the last count, I have coached 15 people that went through some online life coaching certification and still didn't know how to get a breakthrough for people and haven't gotten a clue how to get their first client. And so I know that some of the certifications out there do not equip people to run a six-figure coaching business. Okay. My certification, you're going to take baby steps. You're not going to get to six figures unless you put some ad spend on your marketing in 1 year. But you can get to $2,500, $5,000, and $10,000 a month in 1 year. But you're going to take baby steps going there. And so, with that being said, when I got the vision, I was like, God, I just don't want to have to go to work for somebody else. I don't necessarily want to have staff, and I don't necessarily want to have all that going on. And I learned to shut my mouth when God gives me stuff. And I said, in my heart, I was thinking, I don't know if I want to do all that, but I wrote out what he gave me. And now we will be announcing 2 coaches that are going to be on staff with Breakthrough for Life this year. And I'm so excited about it. And so we're moving into the vision God gave me. If we trust that God is for us, then why wouldn't we trust the vision God gives us? I'm a hard-headed Christian. I kind of ponder some things in my heart. I don't speak it all the time. But at the end of the day, that was his vision and I'm living it out. But because I sat down and wrote it and I read it and I look at it on a regular basis and I update it, I'm walking in things that I never thought I could walk in. So I don't skip this goal setting part. Everybody, hey Deborah, it's been forever. This is one of my certified coaches, Deborah. I ain't seen you at an Embrace His Word in a while, girl. Where you at? Where you at? Anyway, back to it. So when you start to write out your vision, you're going to start to feel fear, anxiety rise up on the inside of you. So for those who came late, you guys may be getting the best little nugget. The third thing I'm going to share with you today on what you need to do to quit your job. You're ready to quit your job. You're going to get your head right with your vision, with your fear. You're going to get your vision written out. Then the last thing, let's deal with the fear of inadequacy. Some people call it imposter syndrome. Okay. But I'm going to get into imposter syndrome in a later live, real in depth, and I'm going to probably put out a blog on it. But I want to help you deal with the fear of inadequacy. And the fear of inadequacy says, yeah, that's your vision, but who are you? And your life ain't together. Now, your life don't need to be tore from the floor up. You don't need to be out there still smoking weed and living all kinds of crazy life. You do need to have some level of establishment in your life. However, what you do need to understand is that The fear of inadequacy is a liar because Jesus makes you adequate. He says that I am your strength in weakness. So therefore, there is nothing that God's going to take you into that God has not equipped you for. It's already on the inside of you. You just need to activate it and pull it out. Okay. I want you to see yourself as a well of water, and you have these rocks, the rocks of disappointment, the rocks of discouragement, the rock of divorce, the rock of people lying on you, people lying to you. You got all these rocks in your well, but on the inside, there's this deep water that is fresh and it's flowing, but it's blocked by all these rocks. You got to get those rocks out of your head so that the water, your potential, your growth, your talent can rise up and flow out. So when we start to think about the fear of inadequacy, there's three things I'm going to give you to really just deflate. I want you to see fear as a bubble, and fear is a bubble. And on the inside of the bubble is everything you want. And fear is the bubble that is capturing everything that you want. And you're on the outside of the bubble. So when you begin to think about deflating that balloon of fear, here's one way that you're going to deal with that. Get your mind right. As a man thinketh, so is he. If you don't think you're capable, if you don't think God will empower you, if you don't think God will make you successful, if you don't trust the gift that God gave you, then guess what? You're not going to walk in it, even though you have it. So you need to get your head right. When negative thoughts come into your mind, you need to capture those thoughts and make them obedient unto Christ. Okay? Then life and death is in the power of the tongue. Don't say, I want a coaching business, but I don't know how I'm going to make it happen. Okay. Get your what together first. Write your vision out, what you want first, and the how will show up in the what. Okay. So when you say, I want to launch a new business, I want to launch a t-shirt business, I want to launch a voiceover business, I want to launch a podcast, or I want to be a public speaker, and you say, but I don't know how, you're negating everything you said before. But negates what came before it. Okay. So instead of saying, I want to launch a business, but I don't know how, say, I want to launch a business. Holy Spirit, teach me how. Connect me with the right people. Connect me with the right books. Connect me with the right mentors, coaches, whatever you decide to work with. Hopefully you decide to work with a coach, and I'd love to be your coach. However, you need to start to speak what you want, not where you're at. You need to speak what you want and not what happened in the past. We spend too much time in the rearview mirror and not enough time looking forward. What God has for you, I'm going to tell you what, didn't nobody had a clue that we was going to have cell phones, basically computers that make phone calls. I bet you that. And so what God has for you requires you to tap into him as your source. So you want to think right, speak right, and then this last one. This is a pragmatic tool, okay? For some of you guys who've been in the word a lot, you already knew the first and the second one. But this third one, when you start feeling inadequate, I want you to take a moment, just 5-10 minutes, and write down every single accomplishment that you had. Maybe you're the first in your family line to make 6 figures on a corporate job. Maybe you're the first in your family line to go to college. Maybe you're the first in your family line to not get a divorce. Maybe you're the first in your family line. I mean, me and all my sisters, my sister was married, but she's widowed, but none of us are in marriage relationships. I have 2 sisters. None of us are in marriage relationships. And so if you're the first one to get married, that's an accomplishment. If you're holding down the fort, paying your bills, and got a roof over your head and clothes on your back, that's an accomplishment. There's somebody taking the bus today that wish they could drive the car you're complaining about right now. So sit down and write down all of your accomplishments, all of your successes, and all of this last one is important, all of the problems that you have overcome in your life. Because this is what you need to understand. Success has a different anatomy than failure. Success operates differently. And since we know that whatever we focus on develops, you want to focus on success. Yeah, we learn from failure, but we want to focus on success. How does success work for you? Okay. And so I hope that this has been encouraging for you. I hope that you're going to sit down this weekend. You got a long weekend. Take one of those days, spend a couple of hours, get with you and the Holy Spirit. We call them growth coaching sessions. Your action steps, you and the Holy Spirit get together, sit down for 1 hour and flesh out what is the business you've given me, God? What is it that you've placed on the inside of me that is going to give me a life of significance, a life of contribution, and help me leave a legacy? And write it out, make it plain, and put it somewhere where you see it. Goals need to be visual, goals need to be seen. You want to be able to look at your goal on a regular basis. I love one of the ladies who did some pro bono coaching with me when I was getting my certification. She put her goal on the refrigerator and she wanted an empty nest. So she had it like an eagle's nest and all the eaglets were gone. And she texted me and she said, Brenda, the last one has moved out. And make your goals visual. What's in your face gets dealt with on a regular basis. Remember, your problems shout, your destiny whispers. Give more attention to the whisper than you do to the shout. And so hopefully this has been helpful for you today. Tomorrow I will be back Friday around 3-ish with another live. And I think in this next live, I am going to talk to you guys about, hold on, I'm looking at my notes. I think in this next live, I'm going to talk to you about what not to do before you quit your job. Okay. These are things you don't need to worry about. So that's what I'll talk about tomorrow. But today, get your vision straight. Now, next week when I come in September, I'm going to be coming to you and we're going to get more into the intangibles that you need to start to deal with. We're going to get very pragmatic. But this is the thing. If your mind ain't right, no pragmatic, strategic plan will work because you won't work it. There is no results with no action. So get your mind right. Deal with your fear. Write out all of your accomplishments, successes, and problems that you have overcome. And stop and ask yourself, what do I need to feel inadequate about? I have overcome 100% of every single thing that was meant to take me out. I have triumphed over it because I'm still breathing and I'm still standing and I'm still eating and I still got a roof over my head and clothes on my back. You are still standing. So you are adequate in everything that God calls you to do with Jesus. Now, outside of Jesus, I don't know what, I ain't got nothing for you. But inside of Jesus, you have every single thing that you need. Okay. So with that being said, let's get down to how can Breakthrough for Life help you? I have several programs. Two of my one-on-one programs is the Barrier Breaker and the Workplace Exit Strategy. We'll talk about the Workplace Exit Strategy since this whole series is about quitting your job. When you work with me on a Workplace Exit Strategy, you're going to walk away with a winning Workplace Exit Strategy to handle all of the intangibles before you quit your job so that you don't just quit your job and commit financial suicide. I can't tell you the number of people say, oh, Brenda, you cost too much. Oh, Brenda, I'm not paying you that kind of money to coach. I'm a DIY it myself. And guess where they back at? On a job. Okay. And so invest in yourself. You're worth it. And you're going to get a winning workplace exit strategy. You're going to start to work. We're going to knock out all those intangibles before you finish the coaching program. And a lot of my clients start making money in their side business before they quit their job, allowing them to pay off debt, get ahead on some things, stack some money in a savings account before they quit so they can transition with a winning workplace exit strategy from a paycheck to a profit check. That's one-on-one custom coaching. No group coaching in that. Then I have the Procrastination Crusher group that is designed for people who are struggling with fear, procrastination, indecision, people pleasing, needing somebody to co-sign everything they do. I have a procrastination group that is starting September 18th. That group coaching is going to have group coaching. And because you know how I feel about group coaching, you're going to have some one-on-one sessions in there too. And you're going to have some weekly breakthrough videos that help you literally crush procrastination so you can crush your goals. How much has procrastination stolen from you in this past year? Then last, Well, not necessarily last. The Breakthrough for Life Academy, we have a class starting September 9th and another one starting January 13th. So I have open enrollment for both of those. So reach out to me, schedule a discovery call, and we can figure out which program will propel your future forward. Those are my paid services. Now, free, I do a Bible study the first Tuesday of each month, except for the month of December, because the company is closed in the month of December. But Embrace His Word Bible Study will be happening this Tuesday coming up, September 5th at 7 p.m. If you're interested, because I stopped promoting it on social media, I just promote it through my email list now. If you're interested, send me a DM and say, hey, this is my email. Email me the link so I can register. It is free. It's a Bible study for women to elevate women. This Bible study does require you to have your camera on. So please, let's not fight about that. You need to come, have your camera on, because strangers don't open up to avatars. They open up to eyeballs, okay? Human beings. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope that you will get your vision right. I hope you'll deflate that fear so you can go crush some goals and unlock those golden handcuffs with the keys to entrepreneurship. And if you know someone who's ready to go from a paycheck to a profit check, refer them to me and you can get you a free coaching session. This is Brenda Underwood, the Breakthrough Strategist, signing off. See you tomorrow around 3 o'clock. Peace and love. Bye-bye.